If you're anything like me, the first thing that you do as soon as it turns January 1st is you're starting to look up the fashion trends for the year ahead. Hey, my name is Amanda Weldon. I am a stats nerd when it comes to fashion, and today we are going to be breaking down British Vogue, Harper's Bazaar, Who What Wear, Elle, Refinery29, and Vogue. And what I have done basically is go on the internet and find all of their top fashion trends for 2023, put them in my little chart, and then from there, this boring little chart becomes a colorful fiesta with matching up styles that people were saying similarly, and then picking out the outliers that were basically contradicting one another. Disclaimer of the video is fashion trends are just basically art in motion. It's what designers are thinking of and pulling from their most recent inspiration, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go out, burn the bank account, and buy all of these trends. The reason why I love doing these videos before the beginning of the year is because I always like to do a wardrobe declutter, and my nightmare is decluttering something that I then see is trending that year. I also love hearing all of your opinions in the comments down below, but let's start the discussion, shall we, with Mermaidcore. So last year was the year of kind of quote unquote core fashion coming out, and I really think that TikTok took hold of a lot of that coming to the forefront with Regency Core. And Regency Core was very much inspired by Bridgerton. Now this year on the runway, we are seeing something called Mermaidcore. And by these images from the runway, some people take it so seriously, like Blue Marine, or even Moschino has taken quite literally floaties and put it on their dresses. But there are ways that you can incorporate Mermaidcore and ways that you're going to be seeing it in the everyday. We definitely have seen Mermaidcore in the zeitgeist already. So for example, a look at Versace Spring Summer 2021, taking that literal image of starfish and shells and throwing them on a dress in a pattern, or even looking at the ever beautiful Gigi Hadid walking for Altazura. What a freaking dream to do that in the fall 2022 collection, sporting head to toe scales, but some people also call them sequins. Don't click off just yet, but Harry Styles, music for a sushi restaurant. I just had to mention this quickly from GQ because Mermaidcore. Okay, so how can we wear this? Some of these images from Harper's Bazaar, that head to toe sequin, not just reserved for New Year's anymore, babe, and specifically the color that you're gonna be seeing throughout this year. Blue is a big one. We're gonna talk more in depth about cobalt blue specifically and the other colorful trends at the end of the video. And that's really how you can incorporate what you already have in your closet into what's trending. When it comes to trends, one of the things that I am always so excited to see, okay, so what is it this year? It's always hemlines, cuts, and necklines. And this year with Mermaidcore, you're gonna be seeing a lot more of that halter top. I know this is what I'm excited about because your girl loves sweater weather.
Finally, sweater weather.
This year, knitwear is still going to be very much at the forefront, but it's gonna be in a different way than you would reimagine in front of a fireplace. We are talking about cobweb weaves. So those really big weaves allow that circulation, so many different areas that you could add a weave through a purse or even bringing in some of those natural elements. When you think of mermaid, you're thinking of the beach and the ocean. So naturally, things like shell as well as pearls will be a big part of these accessory pieces. Amazing things to bring on vacation. They just add a little bit of fun to even a minimalist wardrobe. And wow, that is what we call a segue, because the next trend is going to be back to basics and minimalism. We'll talk about 90s minimalism in a moment's time, but I pulled the most photos for this one. There's ways to bring minimalism into your everyday outfits that doesn't need to be boring. Whether that be a tailored long jacket, the way that those buttons go, the colors, the utility of pockets, or even the monochromatic style of a navy suit. Basic instincts are something that we are going to be really seeing a lot through the high street and really just across all brands as we talk more about sustainability and things lasting the test of time in our wardrobe and style. Who What Wear showcasing the Row and Max Mara, these are brands that are just really taking minimalism and elevating those pieces. How a monochromatic look just having that top match that bottom can really elevate style. And then as well, just going with a full one piece or adding some flow through a skirt while still staying within a neutral palette can make your outfit look so interesting. And I'm so excited that this is a trend this year. Specifically, the fact that trousers are going to continue to be part of this whole styling of 2023. Trousers really took their foothold last year in 2022, and we are seeing all of these designers, all of these major fashion houses really try to pinpoint what their trouser is going to be like. The Row has done such a good job of showcasing their suiting as well for women. I personally have already started to purchase suiting from Shauna Joy, for example, an Australian brand that I absolutely love. And I purchased a button-up vest from them. It's so much fun to wear on its own and layer some minimalism pieces underneath to make it go a little bit farther throughout the seasons. So let's break free of the minimalism for a moment's time. There are a couple of trends that most certainly do that. And the first is going to be shimmer and shine. This is no longer reserved for December and New Year's Eve. No, pick the sparkle off the ground and continue to wear it throughout the spring and summer months. So many designers embracing sequins as well as some oversized jewelry, but I actually love this JP dress. It is like Mermaidcore to a T as well as the sequins. And that is also something that I love noticing when doing these trend videos is how much these trends intersect. So this is one of the cutest pulls that I got from these articles. It's about designer Giorgio Armani, and I just think that oftentimes we forget that there's a person behind that brand name. Giorgio Armani, 88 years old, standing there with his brand new line of designs. And this is a quote coming out of Milan Fashion Week. He was telling a reporter, "I cannot manage making clothes without having at least one sequin." And I just feel like that goes so well with this trend specifically. And here's a quick look at only 3 of so many looks from his runway, specifically from Milan. And you'll notice a lot of blue hues here as well. A quick note and nod to heavy metal. It doesn't necessarily have to be sequin. So if you're someone who doesn't like wearing sequins, maybe you find they itch or they're just like a little bit too extra for you, you can enjoy this trend by just doing a little bit of liquid metal. Normally we see this in the fall and the winter months, but not so much in the spring and the summer. Gen Z calls it indie sleaze. Millennials call it grunge. You know what? Fashion trends always recycle themselves, but there's something so interesting about this trend specifically. I just typed in indie sleaze in the Googles just to see, okay, so what exactly is this? And then I realized very quickly that it is grunge. And check out this little quote from Wikipedia. Indie sleaze was a fashion aesthetic popular in the United States and United Kingdom from approximately 2006 to 2012. Often called equivalent to hipster, indie sleaze has been described by some as an optimistic response to the Great Recession. Okay, how wild that fashion often mimics what's happening in our history timeline. As the world and many countries are currently going through a recession, grunge and indie sleaze have come to the forefront. And it's just another way that fashion is art in motion, fashion is expression. And if you just feel like you need to go through your indie sleaze moment, do it. Next up, we have leather. Don't throw away your leather pieces, and maybe that's going to be the next thrifted item that you're gonna go and bargain hunt for. Leather all year round, and specifically motocross leather. That is right, motocross leather. Not only does fashion follow our history trends, but it also follows the world of sport. And if you've been hiding under a rock, you may not know that F1 has absolutely taken the globe after their Netflix series. Whether it's a long line leather jacket, which I feel like gives that Matrix feel, but has constantly kind of been a thread, or a pair of patent leather pants, or even just a jacket. I love how Chloe actually did a literal whole leather dress with those cutouts as well to still give that nod to spring and summer. Next up, this is probably one of my favorite and one that I'm like, I have no idea how I would do this or even if I could, but it's just creative chaos. And that is because we are ready for a feminine moment. Anything from frill to huge corsage, like becoming the corsage in this Loewe dress, absolutely iconic with that peace lily there, or even Gucci with an off-white wool cardigan. Gucci's been doing this for a while when it comes to that kind of like Valley of the Dolls look, and a lot of other designers are kind of following suit with this. It's a way to have fun and a way to embrace color and pattern and mixing and matching these layers and these frills. But one area that we often get trends like this is from pop culture. And if you have seen White Lotus, well, you have seen Portia's looks. Yes, Portia, the assistant character, she had some pretty iconic looks and some that just constantly kept me staring at the screen, not because of the absolute intensity and amazingness of the show, but just because of what she was wearing and how she was layering it. We've also seen some of this amazing out there fashion from Emily in Paris, Emily herself, season 3, you know it. Yeah, she is always coming through with a little bit more of creative chaos, leaving us wondering, is this working or not so much? Creative chaos is giving you free license to do so. Who What Wear also called this version of their trend report Party Like It's 1982, which is where we had those big silhouettes and those big colors. The 90s most certainly made a resurgence last year, and they're here to stay. We are very much looking at 90s fashion continuing on. Not exactly the 90s fashion that was clueless, but more the 90s fashion wore from the famous people out and about. I love this one of Gwyneth Paltrow and Brad Pitt, Naomi Campbell as well. Just something about all of this screams 90s, and you're gonna be seeing a lot of these layering pieces. When it comes to 90s footwear, ballet flats are also still here to stay. I wasn't sure whether that was gonna happen because in 2022, this became a big trend. People were starting to buy them, but I feel like I haven't seen them styled and out and about as much as I would like to. I am calling it right now. I'm going to get a pair of ballet flats and figure out how to style them. I think there's some potential here, and Balletcore is also one that is following this trend. A year ago, it was cutouts, sheer, all of the skin showing, and sheer and feminine forms are still very much in the trend report. However, I think it's done in a little bit more of an upscale vibe. It's almost like sheer elevated. And I'm so sorry, but the internet is literally afraid of nipples, so I had to cover them all, and I'm so sorry if that changes the integrity of these looks. But I work so hard on these videos, I simply don't want to get demonetized. But Ferragamo, oh my goodness, this is absolutely stunning. I don't know if I'd be bold enough to do it, but I do respect the fact that there is just something so beautiful and so feminine about a sheer form. I think it's also really important that we give a nod to the Coperni show, Paris Fashion Week, Bella Hadid literally having a dress on her almost fully nude formed on her body in 10 minutes. Manuel Torres worked for a very long time to form this stunt, and it most certainly went viral on social media. Maybe if you weren't ready to completely hashtag free the nipple, the bra zone is still going strong. I've got to say for myself, I would love to try the bra trend, a beautiful underlying bra that is also kind of a shirt with a big blazer. I feel like that would just be the chef's kiss. Where are my denim gals at? Because denim is taking center stage, but for some fashion reporters, they were saying, Yahoo, we are out of the woods. We are out of the woods with low rise and tight jeans. A lot of the jeans that we're going to be talking about in denim specifically is going to be denim on denim as seen in the Chloe fashion show, or even oversized denim. So when you're thinking about denim fashion trends, you know what? First thing, no one can see the size of your jeans, so buy the ones that fit you right and feel good. And 2, just buy the ones that you like, because denim fashion trends are constantly a sine wave, but just this year we are thinking about relaxed denim. This actually might be one that would be nice to try if you are used to being in a very specific zone. Who knows? I mean, Dior and Chloe and Tibby are doing it, so why not us? Finally, we are saying women should always have pockets. Utilitarian style and specifically cargo pants are coming back. Now, I wish I had more insight about where the cargo pant trend really wanted to come back, but I'm here for it. I love a pocket. And not only are we talking about in pants, but also in dresses and on sweaters and everywhere. You're going to see more and more pockets and more utility wear coming to the forefront of fashion on the high street. So remember when I was talking about the cuts of things? So let's talk about hemlines, because last year Miu Miu certainly grabbed our attention with the micro mini. We were talking micro mini as well as maxi last year, and this year it's a bit of a mix of maxi and midi skirts. We are coming across a little bit longer hemlines and specifically column dressing. So when you get that dress that goes all the way down to the floor, that's column dressing. And I just feel like Hailey Bieber has been doing this for a little bit with her classic black strapless column dress. It's just such an easy piece to make look so chic and then elevate as you go. For any of my office babes out there, on the knee is as well very much trending. So your pencil skirts that you wear to work, hey, maybe they're going to start to be something that you want to wear out on the weekend as well. Lastly, this one shocked me, and I don't know, I just don't know if I could see myself wearing this one, but I would love to hear if you want to and if you're going to in the comments down below, and that is train reaction. I'm getting married this year. I want to have a train on my wedding dress, but I just don't know if I picture myself wearing it like this. However, when I do see some of these dresses, for example, the Victoria Beckham dress and a little bit of a train on the side, yeah, that definitely adds so much interest. So as I'm saying this, I'm convincing myself that this is a cool trend, and another reason why I love doing these videos, because again, it's just art in motion and a way to express yourself. Okay, so lastly, we're gonna talk about accessories. So we've covered our top trends. Accessories this year are so fun, and they are very much the bigger, the better. We are talking about shoulder skimming earrings. So much fun. Imagine just wearing a minimalist column dress. You have got minimalism, you have got the column dress, you're gonna wear it in cobalt blue, so you're gonna have that color. But then if you wanna buy into trends and you don't exactly have the budget or the want to purchase any clothing, just purchasing an accessory can be a way to participate. And really long earrings is a way to do that. This last image as well, if you don't have your ears pierced, I wanted to give you an option. Look at the sleeves on this last image. So cool, even adding that long line earring, but just your little sleeve there. It's a big bag energy year. We were going for those little baby purses a couple years ago, and no. We have stuff, we have things to do, and we have things to carry, and big bags are going to be it. I remember seeing that YSL huge tote and thinking, oh my goodness, I could put a child in there. Altuzera, Louis Vuitton, Chloe, Loewe, Jill Sander, Bali, Bottega Veneta, these are all names that we recognize, I think, if you're in the fashion space, and yeah, they've got our attention. More than a corsage, how fun is this? This is one that I would have never expected to come into fashion because I've never thought of it before, but corsage is quite literally being a trend this year for accessories, and even specifically becoming the corsage, like that dress I had already showed you from Loewe. Here's another look at a design from their line from the Who Wear page. Also, can we just talk about how beautiful Carolina Herrera is? Of all designers out there, that is the brand I am manifesting the most for my future. Finally, last but not least, the trend that we can all kind of participate in. Even from what we have in our wardrobe, if you've got some color in there, these are the colors that are gonna be trending for 2023. Cobalt blue is the one that I've mentioned. I think this color looks absolutely beautiful on everyone. It's an injection of power and integrity, I feel, and I don't know, it just speaks to my soul. Let me know if it speaks to yours too. If you're not someone who is totally on the blue train, well, maybe green is it for you. A lot of runways have been showing off green, and specifically getting away from kind of that Kelly green to more that key lime pie, as well as that injection of like that tropical, beautiful, strong green. We've been seeing this on the likes of Altuzera, Louis Vuitton, Chloe, Loewe, Jill Sander, Bali, and Bottega Veneta. I've already mentioned neutrals, but just another quick nod to how diverse neutrals can really show up on a runway. Last bold color that I will talk about is saffron. Saffron is this orangey, reddy, punchy color that is just like, wow, when you see it. When you walk into the room wearing a full saffron outfit, you're definitely gonna turn heads, and the runways of Ferragamo, Bottega Veneta, Alexander McQueen, they most certainly turn heads as well. One last little nod to neutrals. Whites continue to be a really big trend for this year as we see the insurgence of more and more weddings that got held back from the pandemic, myself included. I am so happy to see that blinding whites are back because I am so ready to bring white into so many of my wedding looks. And last but not least, if you're not quite ready for Valley of the Dolls and full chaos, you may be ready for this last trend of color, and that is called It's All a Blur. It's this beautiful way of mixing color together in different fabrics and column dressing. And I have most certainly been seeing so many dresses like this on Zara's website. And I also have pieces already from Zara. I'll show you a couple of pictures of that. I love wearing outfits like this because it almost makes dressing so simple, where you don't really have to accessorize too much because the dress is already saying so much. So there you have it. Here are all my credits from this video. These were all of the articles that I looked into to dissect and pull from, and I am just so appreciative to all of the women and men who wrote these articles. Throw a like on this if you did like it. It took me a lot of time, and I just love making these videos so much, and I would just love to know that you love them as well. And drop me a comment. What trends are you looking forward to in 2023? Oh my gosh, 2023. I feel like it's given good vibes, and I can't wait to create some more style content for you this year. So feel free to subscribe to this cozy little style nook of the internet. I love you guys, and I hope your year is already off to an incredible start, and we will see you in the next one. Bye guys.